What's going on, YouTube? Scott Lett here, owner of Iron City Power Washing, back in the hoodie and the vest, which means it's cold. It's a whopping 23 degrees right now, I think. Yeah, it's cold outside. We had snow this morning. The customers that we had scheduled wanted us to move to next week, which I'm fine with. They think that us using their water is going to mess up their pipes. No, you want water flowing through your pipes, so us being there is helping you. I don't argue with people about that. Whatever, if you want to reschedule, cool. But on this channel, we talk about the hard facts. We talk about the real stuff. No BS. All right? So if you're coming to a place to hear the truth about the industry, you've come to the right place, is what I'm trying to say. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't try to wrap things up and put a bow on it to make you just want to fall in love with pressure washing. All right? But what I want to talk about today, we sold our Isuzu. And what I love about being a business owner is you get to decide what to do with the money, with the funds. So my business partner and I, we split it down the middle, cash, and we get to bless our families with this money. And I am thrilled that we sold that truck because it was just sitting there and we were sitting there paying insurance on it. We were losing money on it. Great truck, made a lot of money for us, but it was time for it to go. And a guy in Georgia bought it from us, and he's legit. He's been washing 20 years, does a lot of commercial stuff. Reminded me a lot of our company, except he has way more experience. He's legit. He's over in Georgia. Anyways, we sold the truck, split the cash. A good day for my business partner and I. But what I want to talk about in this video, guys, and it's going to be hard for some of you guys to hear this, but someone's got to say it. All right? And I'm sure there's guys out there on YouTube who are feeling this, but I don't feel like many people are willing to say it. All right? I know this industry well. Am I the best in the industry? I'll never say that. I don't think I am. Do I know the most? No. I'm only 8 years in, but I've seen a lot of things. I do a lot of market research. I run a SWOT analysis every year because we're growing and adapting. So we're a different company every year. The industry and the market is different every year. So you have to do your research, market research. I think a lot of people don't realize what that is. Go do your own research on market research. And I'm telling you, you're going to learn a lot. But what I want to say today is talk about the pink elephant in the room. All right, the thing that's right there in front of everybody, but we all just kind of ignore it. And that is this. The pressure washing industry is oversaturated. It's oversaturated. Every day I get on Facebook. And these are just the guys who get on Facebook. There's guys out there who don't even use social media who are starting their pressure washing company. And I've got a group of guys that I've gotten to know really well here in Birmingham, and they always send, oh, hey, here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And I'm not saying that and saying this because I feel threatened. I don't. That's not the whole point of this. I don't feel threatened. I'm not worried. We've been around for a while. We've got plenty of clients and work. You know, is it going to slow our residential growth down? Maybe a little bit. But that's not what drives us. We're a commercial power washing company. But I say all that to say, for you new guys, you guys who are thinking about getting in the industry, you are going to be entering at a very, very difficult time. Especially down here in the South, where everything's dirty. There are so many people entering this industry right now. So, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'd be like, dude, you're crazy for not pressure washing. There's so much work out there. Like, it's not saturated. It's a gold mine. But I'm telling you, this gold mine is getting saturated. And here's the biggest problem outside of the saturation. And this impacts everybody. This impacts the guys who've been around 20 years, 15 years, 8, 10 years like us. What really hurts the industry is this. When everyone's price points are all over the place. When someone is calling 3 companies to get a price, and this happened, this is my example. We got called to price an apartment complex, the concrete and the breezeways and all the sidewalks throughout the complex. It wasn't a very big job. We were at like 11,000. The next company in line was I think a 3 or 4 year old company. They do pretty good work. I like the guy. He's legit. He was at like 7,500. And then the other guy was, I think, a new guy. I don't know. Never heard of him, but he was at 4,800. So you got a big gap there between us and then, so it's just like, who do they choose? Do they go with, and this is a company we've done a lot of work for too. Like, they trust us. They came to me and said, hey, look, you're our go-to company, but this particular apartment complex wants 3 bids, and you are, I'm almost double their price. I was just like, well, look, that's our price. People love to not make money. They think they're making money when they're not. So I didn't budge. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. If you want to hire a company who you don't even know who they are to come out there and take on an apartment complex for you, if you're willing to take that risk for $4,800, cool, you saved money, but is the job going to get done? Are they going to protect your property? Are they going to be out there for a month getting in your, resident's way, your tenant's way? Hey, if you want to risk all that, or if you want to pay a company you've already used, who does good work, who can show up with 3 or 4 rigs and get it done in 2 or 3 days compared to a month, I think that's worth it for the 12 grand or whatever we charged. So when everyone's price points are all over the place, that's what really hurts the industry. Another thing that hurts the industry, and this is why I always answer my phone when a new guy calls, because they call me. They try to call these other companies. I think people say, hey, call Scott, he'll help you. Because it's true. Because when these new companies go to these jobs, I want them to know what they're doing. Because if they go out there and destroy a property, do crappy work, that person is never going to call another pressure washing company again. So if people come to me and ask me questions about how to do something, I'm going to help them to protect this industry. Because whoever hired them may not use them again. They may call some other people because they did a good enough job to where they're okay, they're kind of happy. But if you go out there and you do a crappy job, you give them a bad experience, you go out there and you're just trying to do all these things that you don't know how to do. Look, I know there's a learning curve, here, but you have to know what you're doing, right, to keep customers. Client acquisition is tough, but client retention can be even more difficult. Like, you go out there and do just a good enough job to get paid, you may get a check, but they may not call you again. And that's why I'm always like, these guys are always bragging about, oh, we did 6 or 7 jobs today. I'm like, okay, congratulations, you did 6 to 7 jobs. How many of those 6 or 7 jobs are going to call you back to do their house? Because I guarantee you, unless you're Joe Deary, those 6 or 7 jobs, I guarantee you missed something, or you did not give them the best end product. All right. So, and even in the middle of the summer, when we have all these jobs, all right, I'll limit our days to 3 to 4 jobs, but those 3 to 4 jobs are perfect. Perfect. I would rather slow down and do perfect work, give my customer a great experience, talk to them, because last thing I want to do is show up to a job, rush the conversation, rush the job, rush getting paid, saying bye, seem kind of rude, try to get out of there and get to the next job. Like, I want to be relational, I want to be intentional, and I want to leave a great taste in their mouth so they keep calling us. That's just how I operate. All right? I just don't think rushing through jobs just to get a paycheck is going to lead to you getting a whole lot of client retention. All right? So these new guys out here, they're getting started and they're undercutting the market. Their price points are low. They're not giving their customer a good experience. Their work's not good. So if I can talk to someone, a new guy, and warn them not to do those things and how to clean a property, I'm going to do it. So that's what hurts the industry, guys, is price points being all over the place and guys out here not knowing what they're doing and giving customers a bad taste in the mouth, and they don't call anyone ever again. And if there's that many guys out there entering and that happens, that could be detrimental to the industry. So those are the things I'm worried about. And now I've learned, all these cats around Birmingham, they are learning that the residential space is saturated, so now everyone's going after commercial work. That kind of makes me a little uneasy. Again, though, we've got a lot of commercial clients, but that's going to slow us down a little bit. Again, I'm not threatened. I'm not even worried, because we're already having a really good year, start of this year. And we're growing anywhere 20 to 30% a year. But you cannot ignore this stuff. The people who get cocky and don't pay attention to how the market is doing and who's entering, like, if you just kind of ignore that stuff, I'm telling you, it can bite you. So I pay attention, and I can adapt, but I'm not going to let it worry me. But this video is not for me. This is for you guys who are just getting started or interested in this industry. I would say the risk is a lot higher now than it ever was. Everyone wants to pressure wash now. It's such an easy entry, but it is so hard now to make it work. Because I know that because the amount of rigs I see for sale on Facebook, the amount of guys I see pop up on Facebook, and I'll write down their company name and I'll check back in a couple months and they don't exist. So I keep track of my competitors, even though they're not really competitors, yet, but there are some legit guys here in Birmingham who are true competitors. And a lot of us work together, and I know them very well. But I'm saying all these things to say the pressure washing industry is saturated. So put a lot of thought and a lot of prayer, a lot of market research into this industry before you hop in. And you're probably not going to find a YouTube video saying this. But I also care about you guys out there who are young and wanting to make a career change, and how that's a big leap of faith, and you have babies to take care of and a wife. I mean, really, really make sure you know what you're doing before you hop into this industry right now, because it is saturated. Scott Lett, Iron City Power Washing.